You'll hear me take a couple of deep breaths up here for a few minutes. We knew, and we've been saying this in Tulsa, Oklahoma for the last 2 months. Whenever our own media would visit or we would be on a radio show and things of that nature, we would talk a lot about a lot of fans in Tulsa are getting to know the Southland Conference for the first time, and I would get a lot of questions about who's the team to beat. And regardless of what the rankings were this year, we've been saying McNeese is the team to beat from the very beginning. I just think Brooks is such a quality coach, quality person. They have a very similarly run team to what we have at ORU. They're senior driven by Caitlin and Ashlyn Baggett. And this is kind of my Caitlin and Ashlyn here, my two seniors, and Kevy Looper and JC Bigham. But we knew that it would be a real battle when we had an opportunity to meet them again. And we really weren't talking a lot about what had happened during the season, which we were swept by McNeese. But the game at Lake Charles, it was a team that they had 5 turnovers the whole game. I mean, if we had an A- game in Lake Charles, they had an A+ game. And so today it was really more for us at the defensive end. We tried to put everything out there that we could defensively. Felt like we rushed them a little bit, and I think probably it helped us a little bit too that we were probably a little fresher since they've played games the last 2 days. But I'm just proud to be on the floor with Brooks Donald-Williams, to be real honest. I love her team and her program, the ORU coach up here cheering for McNeese, but she really just does a great job, and it was just an honor to be on the floor with them today.
Obviously, Kevy's a big part of what we do offensively and defensively with her steals as well. And to see her go out, I just didn't want the girls to get rattled and think that we were at a disadvantage. Kevy does so much for us, but we have a lot of talent with her off the floor as well. So I just wanted to reassure them that we were okay, we were in control of the game, and that we were going to finish it strong.
We didn't do anything differently, so there's no coaching credit. I will say that Christian Key came back and inserted herself into the game in Kevy's place, hit a couple of huge shots for us down the stretch, and we were able to maintain and actually extend our lead just a little bit. And we were just talking about that in the locker room before coming in here. If I had a game ball today, I'd give it to our defense as a whole, with what we did, but it would go to Christian. I thought she got iced early with a couple of quick fouls and had to sit a lot in the first half. But I thought Christian came in and that first 3 went in, and I think between JC's words, what she visited with the girls on the floor, and then Christian hitting that first one, I think everybody took a deep breath again. It's like, okay, we've still got about 9 minutes to play in this game. But I thought Christian just came in with ice in her veins and did a great job filling in.
I have a lot of faith in my team. Like she said, we have so much talent on the floor without me in there. And as soon as I saw him do this, I obviously had a ton of emotions come forward because that could have possibly been my last game. Not that I didn't have faith. It was just, everyone's going to think that when you get fouled out. And as I sat on the bench, JC looked at me and she was like, "We got your back." So, JC's pretty solid, and I knew that our team had it.
We talk a lot on the women's basketball side of things that it's really all about matchups, and for sure McNeese has been our toughest one because Brooks has so many three-point shooters that she can run at you, and she's got and her stable is still full after this year too, even graduating her 2 fantastic seniors. But that's been one of the hardest things for us, and I kind of, especially watching tape after we were in Lake Charles, we kind of really noticed it as a staff that we were becoming more and more protective of our lane defensively instead of trying to force the tempo a little bit. And actually our loss against McNeese at Lake Charles kind of helped propel us through our Central Arkansas game last weekend. We kind of got things rolling again, and kind of it re-energized what we needed to be doing aggressively on the defensive end. And what you saw today was a real similar showing to what we were able to do in Conway about 10 days ago. So lesson learned by our coaching staff of kind of where our strengths lie at the defensive end, and I felt like today, obviously, of the 3 games, and it was a different outcome, it was probably the first time that we really got them off balance a little bit. It's extremely difficult at any level to play a game with only 5 turnovers. And when we were in Lake Charles, that's how well they handled our pressure. And it probably maybe says a little bit about what we didn't do as well. But I think that gave us a chance today. It increased the margin of error a little bit and gave us an opportunity to play with them today.
We knew Oral Roberts was going to be extremely tough, and they certainly showed that today. We just really didn't have an answer for them. They hit big shots at crucial times and really caused some chaos for us offensively, and just they did a great job. They were certainly the better team today. I thought they were a lot more aggressive than they were the first 2 games. in their zone, and they did an excellent job, really causing some chaos for us. They never made us feel we never felt comfortable, and caused a lot of turnovers because of it.
You know, I know you guys talked about 3 games in 3 days. It's not going to be an issue, but do you think that their rest versus fatigue was a difference?
I mean, I thought we looked fatigued at times, but I think, some of that was, looking a little bit defeated too, I mean, I think if things were a little bit more comfortable for us and had we had a little bit more success and hit some shots and got some stops, I don't know that we'd have felt as fatigued.
Second half's harder to hit threes because you're not as fresh as the first half, but I mean, yeah, I'd say fatigue had a little bit to do with it, and their pressure, they made us feel uncomfortable in the first half, but I mean it was mostly mental. Probably chaos caused most of the misses. Once one of their best players fouled out, we kind of felt like defensively and offensively we were going to be able to have the upper hand, but I mean, all their role players stepped up and hit shots. I mean, they deserved it.
I don't know if we can say in words. I mean, they've helped build Cowgirl basketball to what we see on the floor today. They've set the standard for the future, and we just kind of talked about in the locker room. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have an opportunity to keep playing, I hope, in some form or fashion, and hang another banner. And to add on to the ones that these two have helped already hang, and just can't put into words, I guess, really what they've meant to McNeese, to the Lake Charles community, and to Cowgirl basketball. It's been unbelievable.